I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
On today's episode of Woman Reactions React to Fire Force, episode 11, Formation of the Special Fire Force Company 8, the Mightiest Haikishi. Just like its title, today's episode almost has a sense of identity crisis. I'm not 100% sure what it was trying to do today, but I am both strongly convicted with emotions of huh and holy shit, that guy's badass. So last we left off, we met the captains of the Fire Force. Obviously, several of them are coming off iffy, one being Giovanni from Company 3, and the other one being Benimaru from Company 7. Not only that, but Shinra has come face to face again with Joker and is informed that his brother Sho is alive, and if they keep on investigating the Evangelist and the Whiteclads, they eventually will find him because he is part of the Knights of the Ashen Flame, who work, toe in toe with who I am calling a terrorist group at this point. I mean, if they want to set the world on fire, I mean, what's more terrifying than that? Anyways, after coming to this revelation, Shinra was conflicted about telling the rest of the company until a little nice talk from Takehise to reaffirm his feelings that this is more than just a group of random people. They're his friends and, are starting to become his family. And this is where we get weird, or at least I have conflicting emotions. So today's episode starts out with a flashback. They're going to start their investigation of the Evangelist and the Whiteclad. So for some reason, they bring up their first investigation, yet instead of talking deeper into that investigation, it's almost like it's an afterthought. What we get is a flashback into the making of Company 8, where it basically all starts from the viewpoint of Takehise. He is part of, the military, as well as a very thin, very girlish Maki. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, he's left pretty much because he couldn't pull the trigger on his friend, who I assume was his only friend, who literally went infernal in front of his face. And upon reflecting on his life, he comes across a fire. The firefighters are out there, and leading them is actually Obi. Now, Obi was a firefighter before becoming part of the Fire Force. Again, we see his kind-hearted, true warmth coming through when the Fire Force is talking about, points. Like, obviously, they're giving some kind of point progression. The more badass an infernal is, the more points you get. The wife is just, hey, go take care of my husband real quick. He's enduring these flames, and they tout like, oh, he's not worth that many points. This pisses Obi off because we know at this point he feels just terrible for these infernals and wants to, fix the world. So after the Blue Stripes walk off, we see him take it upon himself to put this infernal to rest. Takehise, goes with him, and this is where Company 8 begins. We see them get the building. Takehise recruits Maki, and in their first case, Iris just kind of shows up. Like, the entire flashback is honestly a little haphazard. I don't know what they were supposed to going for. Are we supposed to get deeper emotional ties to these people? If it was just to tie into the fact that the first case was very mysterious with the infernal clad in white, the Red Cross, just the mysterious circumstances behind it, why was it simply just 2 sentences after the flashback? It's almost like they didn't know what they were doing at this point. It's just very, very weird. But then we get to the badass point that one of the mysterious circumstances under this first investigation was the fact that the person's employer comes and hurry up and collects their shit, and the business is actually still intact, and it's actually in Jurisdiction 7. Yes, one of the captains that I find most intriguing, that I said I was going to keep my eye on, Benimaru. This is his territory, and we get a glimpse of how much of a badass he is. You guys were not lying. Forever put that in the comment. Thank you. This dude is legit fucking OP. So he comes off kind of like as that Ronin boss type who just really doesn't give a damn. He's calling the old lady that's given him, food, an old hag, and he's brushing off the overzealous dude who wants to have a drink with him. Yet deep down inside, I'm getting that he has a heart of gold, or at least he really does care. And honestly, you see that when he goes into action. So upon returning back to his base, we are greeted with some of his company. We see 2 little cute twins, as well as that big dude that was there during the captain's meeting, who is there to inform him that Company 8 wants to talk, wants to do some research, wants to do some investigation in his area. He wants to blow them off too, but you know what? Man, Obi saw this coming, so he decided to go out there first. It's a lot hard to deny a person to their face, but of course this is what Benimaru does. I don't want you in my area. The Evangelist, the Whiteclads, that shit, I don't care what it is. You keep that to your imperialist self. Of course, this pisses Shinra off, and they go at it, and Shinra even challenges him to duel. Literally, he is saved by the bell, though. I say that because what we see in the preceding moments is fucking badass. The guy who offered to buy him a drink early in the episode has gone infernal, and almost the entire town is like in on this. I wouldn't say it's a celebration. Maybe maybe it is. Maybe it's a celebration of his life instead of, mourning his infernal death. But Benimaru goes into action and he's just like lighting these giant twirling, they kind of look like mops to me, but obviously leave in the comment if you know what they are, but they're some kind of Japanese type flag things. And he's throwing them and they're lighting on fire. Almost looks like flying broomsticks, and they're basically like freaking missiles. He's taking out blocks, he's taking out buildings. I mean, he is just demolishing his own city, yet the entire town is just gleefully joining in and yelling and throwing him more things, and he's shooting them at him, this guy, like freaking missiles. Company 8 doesn't know what the hell's going on, and the big dude informed us that not only is he a second generation, which can manipulate fire, he's also a third generation, which can produce fire. He is what is called a compound Fire Force soldier. By the way, his design's fucking amazing, those cool ass eyes. Yeah. Anyways, the dude is OP as shit. Literally goes up to the Infernal and congratulates him for enduring this as long as he has, and literally punches a hole through his chest, ending this Infernal. And the little old lady that gave him the treats at the very beginning of the episode comes back into play, with Shinra took her to see, this guy's life end, and explains to him the purpose of Benimaru and who he truly is as a Fire Force soldier. And I gotta say, wow, this is the reason I'm so conflicted on this episode. We have this kind of misplaced flashback to tie into 10 seconds about, we need to go to Jurisdiction 7 because our first case was so iffy, and that's where the employer was. But then we have this amazingly animatic, fluid, dynamic, just all-inspiring Benimaru kick-assery. Yeah, can you tell why I'm kind of conflicted at this point? Anyways, like I said, you guys were right. This Benimaru character is a fucking beast. Shinra, I don't think you stand a fucking chance. You are just not at his level, especially if he can manipulate flames like Maki and produce them. Like, dude, that's legit OP right there. No wonder he's considered the mightiest soldier. Not only that, they call him the King of Destruction. Like, you gotta be OP to earn that title. Anyways, like I said, I'm loving this series. I'm starting to see the issues that a lot of people are having. Like, today was weird. Today was weird, but it was also good. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I said, with our investigation of the Evangelists and Whiteclads just underway, and the introduction of Benimaru being a supreme badass, honestly, I cannot wait for future episodes.